Mahalia.
And Gina.
And welcome to the 10 and 3 podcast. How you doing, Gina?
You know, I'm always doing good. I'm better some days. Okay right now.
Anything interesting?
I'm still on my concert high, so I'm doing pretty good.
Oh, you know an interesting thing that happened to me? I haven't told anybody this, probably except for my mom. So my sister had her 5th grade graduation thing this week, and that was the last day of school. And then as we were coming back from that, me and my brother, we were there together. And then we were coming out the car, we were walking towards the house to go inside. And then some random, older white lady, starts crossing the street and be like, hey, I live, da-da-da away from you. I was wondering if you could help me with my husband. I'm like, okay. She's like, yeah, my husband fell and I can't pick him up by himself, so I need your help. And then we just look at each other and I'm just like, I guess.
911.
I know.
You guys did not go with that woman.
Yeah, we went with that woman. I'm not gonna lie. The second we were done, we're like, we shouldn't have went in there. And even Benai was like, you never know. That's how it could have ended for us. I'm like, you're right. And I was like,
Y'all almost were in the movie Get Out just now. How?
No, but if you think about it, we were both 2 young black kids. So
that's why the first thing I'm thinking is call 911.
Yeah, that's
911 will.
But he didn't fall. But at the same time, I'm like, lady, you need a nurse aid. I don't know why you walking around. Apparently she was doing that, trying to knock on the doors and look for somebody, and we just happened to be there. It was just really weird. And then I was 911. Yeah, I'm like, even for her, that wasn't even a safe idea.
She probably pays taxes.
Yeah.
911. That was not safe. You are not in the business of doing things like that.
Yeah, I know.
Ma'am.
I instantly regretted it. I'm not gonna lie. Instantly regretted it. But I mostly felt bad for her because I'm like, that's how it's gone to for you? You need help. I feel bad for her.
Mahalia, that was dangerous. I'm mad at you now. I'm mad at you. How dare you put yourself in that danger? And your brother. You didn't even think. What was wrong with you?
I don't know.
Guys, for the rest of this episode, I'm mad at her. So,
I guess it kind of goes into what we're talking today a little bit. At least when it pertains to the lady. I had 3 words, but I don't know which one we're gonna choose. But the main word was striving and what it means to thrive as well. So obviously that lady was not striving for much,
you were not thriving in the brain for going with a stranger into their home. Oh my gosh!
Now I understand why I haven't seen her outside so many times, because she's been stuck inside taking care of her husband.
All I see is the teacup and the spoon. And you see Mahalia's hand shaking as she hands them their lemonade, crying. I'm fine. Are you crazy?
There was no teacups, but there was an annoying dog that if they weren't in their cage, I would have kicked it. But besides that, yeah. That was an interesting experience, so. Yeah. I wanted to spice it up a little bit. So
you decided to almost get yourself unalive? And guys, I know you're like, but she's fine. She's clearly here. That is dangerous. We are not in the business of putting ourselves in danger. I'm disappointed in you.
We need to stop. But
how you laughing? That's your life, bro.
No, that's a coping mechanism. I know, I know you mean well by being mad, so I'm coping by laughing.
Mahalia, I'm so mad at you right now. Now I'm doing it. Now I'm laughing.
I know. I'm sorry. Maybe I should have left it for the end, but that was the interesting thing that happened to me this week. So, but anyways, striving versus thriving. So I kind of wanted to give definitions, kind of set the mood a little bit, and hopefully help Gina get off her being a little
You're
bit
right.
frustrated.
I should just not care about you. Let me not care about you.
I didn't say that.
Let me not. No, that's what you. No. Let me not care about you and not care about your safety. We could have not been recording this episode because you're missing.
That's true.
And your brother, a black boy. Do you know how much y'all go for on the black market?
whoa, hold on, calm down. But honestly, we were thinking about like, man, their two were last seen at their younger sister's 5th grade graduation. You can see here the car was parked, but they never were seen again. Yeah, we kind of, yeah. I guess it was a coping mechanism because after we did that, he was like, we should have done that. We were just laughing the whole way. So
I'm gonna have a talk with your brother too.
Yeah.
Y'all, don't be doing that. Please think. Okay, you can be the main character, but think about it. Those stories where the main character goes missing, they're not that interesting. Yes, I said what I said, authors. Ooh. It is not interesting when the main character goes missing. It's boring.
What about if they get kidnapped?
Same thing. You know what? I'm not even gonna get into it. I was about to start roasting a book I read where the main character goes missing, goes through abuse, is killed, and then the rest of the story is from the ghost point of view, and I'm like, I don't even care about this story anymore. They're dead. No. I don't even care about this story anymore. They're dead. But we're not gonna go into it. Striving. What is striving? What is thriving?
Okay. This will be a good clip, bro. Okay, so striving is to make great efforts to achieve or attain something. Mm-hmm. So, and another definition they had was struggle or fight vigorously.
Okay.
Thriving, I just got thrive, which is to prosper or flourish. Another word I was thinking about to use was living. And so the second definition I saw that I liked said the pursuit of a lifestyle of the specified type. So like living.
That's on my Instagram bio.
Or an income sufficient to live on the means of earning it.
That's my Instagram bio has gone through many changes. But right now it says done existing, just living. So.
That's good. Yeah, but what did you get out of those? I just said. Well, you said living. So.
I've always seen striving like kind of in a positive light, like you're trying at least. But that definition had a like negative connotation, like you trying, but you not really.
You're not there.
Like the Backyardigans song, church, but we can't budge. You striving, but you're not going nowhere. So yeah. That's what it made me think of. But shout out Backyardigans. But that was kind of, I've never really thought of striving that way, but yeah. And then thriving, of course,
yeah, living your best life.
And that's what we strive to do, is live our best lives. But I think sometimes people get caught up in the striving for the best life that they aren't actually thriving and they're not actually living. They're just kind of like working all the time and not enjoying it. And I would just like to say a lot of Haitians have that. Ooh. I'm not trying to, you know what, probably, and I hate to generalize.
Yeah.
But probably if your parents are immigrants, or if you're an immigrant, maybe, but definitely if your parents are immigrants, you've probably seen it firsthand. Like they always are working for the money.
And the next thing.
And it's like, when are you living? When are you having a good time? Like, my mom's always on me now because I take so much time away.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask you about. How does she feel about that?
Oh my
feeling
goodness.
Like, making you feel like, oh, you're not working, because every other time she happens to see you, that's when you're like trying to live your life.
Yeah, my mom called. I remember this one distinctly. My mom calls me on a Saturday morning, and she goes, "Hey, I need you. Can you come here?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'm going out." And she goes, "Right now?" I'm like, "Yeah, it was in the morning." Yeah, I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Are you going far?" And I don't know what in the world possessed me to answer her question, honestly. I said, "Yes, I'm going far." And she's like, "And are you coming back?" I was like, "When I feel like it." Because I'm grown. And
I do what I want.
I'm going to go when I want. I'm going to come back when I want. And she was like, "We're going to need to have a conversation when you get back, because I don't know why you're just always out these days. I mean, nobody's checking for me, so I don't understand what's the problem, but it is what it is." So yeah, so she, like, we kind of had a chat eventually, and she was like, "You're just always doing something, going somewhere. you should be saving your money. Like, you should be working and saving your money. And it's like, I am working and I save my money up for the things I want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
you striving to do something and I'm
doing it.
Yeah,
like,
and you end up thriving by doing it.
I spent so many years just working. I always look back at the time I was working at that bank. And I was like, I was making the most money and I had the least amount of bills and I did not do anything. I spent my money on food. Like,
I remember that life.
I was dropping an obscene amount of money on food. I was like, guys, let's go to the Cheesecake Factory. Like,
it's on me.
It's on me. Drinks and apps, dessert and tea. Like, let's go. I just really want some angel hair pasta. Let's go.
I remember those days.
I was always doing that.
Days. Yeah.
I was like, yeah. I'd be like, hey, you want to go to Cheesecake Factory? On me. Let's go. And I could have been doing so much more.
They were so nice, but yeah, you definitely
I could have been doing so much more. I could have been going on trips. I could have been going to concerts. Of course, at the same time, I will give my past self the grace of I wasn't ready for that yet. Because mentally, I would not have been able to handle driving in the city. But, if I had experienced it, I would have gotten there.
Yeah.
So, like, now I'm willing to take the risks and jump and try the new things. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm fine. I'm doing this. I'm good. But, like, what about back then?
Yeah.
Like, I always think about it. Like, I had my car. I didn't have a car note. I had my insurance was low. I don't know why my insurance is high these days, but it's high. Like,
you're getting older.
Everything was so, that was the prime time. And I was like, oh, Cheesecake Factory. You know what? I'm going to get dessert too.
Fancy.
Like, and it's like, that Gina thought she was thriving.
Yeah.
And this Gina's looking at her like, ma'am, you were striving for sure. But you were not thriving.
Yeah.
You were not thriving. Now, bills. But I'm still thriving. Bills. I'm still thriving. Like,
that's good.
I went to the concert. I'm going away for the weekend. Like,
now almost every other weekend you're gone.
Actually, no. Definitely every other weekend I'm out. I'm outside.
That's nice. That's good.
I'm outside. And I love it. I love it for myself. Because once upon a time,
you wouldn't be doing that?
Nope. You would not catch me gone. It'd be like, Gina, what you doing? Oh, I'm home. For what? You live alone. Yeah, I know. I'm just watching a movie. Gina, where are you going? Oh, I'm going to the movies. With who? By myself. That was it.
Yeah, that was it.
Low-key, though, I missed that era of Gina. Like, going to the movies alone and, like, enjoying it. And now I'm like, wow, I kind of hate this.
Going to the movies by yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't like it that much. Not at all, actually. Not even that much. I don't like it at all anymore.
I don't mind it, but I like to go into the movies. But compared to you, during that time, I think I just started college. And honestly, it's now I'm realizing, like, since then, I put too much on my plate. So that's the problem that caused me not to be able to live or even thrive in that moment. Because that was the perfect time, because there's a point during the college experience, I was in Fort Myers. I could have took that as an advantage to, like, kind of, like, separate myself from things I already do now and just be completely free
and really explore yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
What you like. Yeah,
and I got to, but just because I was still tied down here, it kind of like became conflicting at times to be like, oh, I want to do this, but I gotta do this here. So
I missed out on so many parties because I was
parties, bro.
And nobody take this the wrong way, but I missed out on so many parties because I was like, I can't. I got Good News Club tonight. I know. I can't, y'all. I got Good News Club tonight. I got Children's Ministry. I can't go.
Love the children's ministry.
I love the children's ministry.
We love it though.
But
it's important. But
I was a sophomore in college. I should have been like, I've been going to children's ministry for the past 4 years.
Exactly.
I can go to one party.
Yeah, you can go to one.
Like, and when else are you gonna go to a midweek party other than college?
Yep. You can barely find that now these days.
No, man.
Everybody be having it at the weekend now.
Weekends. So. And then it overloads the weekends. And it's like...
Yeah, depending on what time in the weekend, you gotta think about what you're doing the day after.
Yeah.
And sometimes
weekends are too short. I say we cancel Mondays.
Cancel Mondays?
Yeah, cancel Mondays. Or no work on Fridays. Anyways, I need an extra day in my weekend.
The 4-day work week. That sounds nice.
I like 4-day work weeks. One day. I'm building up to that. That's what I'm striving for.
Yeah, that's
4-day work weeks because I need to live. But I digress.
Yeah, but you said something you're striving for, but something I'm striving for is just to be able to have like a nice job and be able to pay for everything.
So, okay. Do you have like a specific job in mind, or is it like, you know what, whatever brings in the money, I want to do that?
Honestly, right now it's mostly IT, but I feel like after I get to a certain point and through IT make some money, get some better equipment and stuff, I'm okay if like photography kind of
living off of photography.
Yeah, a little bit. But here's another thing that I wanted to ask you about. How do you feel about the whole like hustle mentality, like I guess culture that goes with that? Because like for some people, if me going to school now, getting an IT job just for me to sit behind a desk, some people will see that's not me thriving. But what if I'm happy in that?
Yeah, that's the thing though. I think it's different for everyone. Some people, and hey, once upon a time, bro, working at that bank was my bread and butter. Yeah. I was like, this is the life. I come in, I get on my computer,
I clock out. That's it.
I'm good. You know, I was like, this is it. But then, you know, I got to a point where I was like, this is not it. I don't want to be doing this day in and day out. I cannot do this anymore. I need to get out. I need to do something different. And even now, like 3 years later, I'm like, yeah, this can't be my everyday either. I need to do something else. I need to, and that's the thing with the more you learn, like who you are as a person, you're like, okay, I need to get something that's as flexible as possible or as flexible as I need it to be, so that I can change things around and not have the same thing going on. Which is funny, but once upon a time, all I wanted was monotony. I wanted the same way every day. I had the same thing for lunch for all 4 years of high school. Strawberry milk, slice of pizza, maybe an apple juice.
Wow.
And if I couldn't have it just that, I felt upset. So it's a no-brainer that after high school, what I do, work the same job every summer, and then it turned into like okay, I'm working this every day now. I liked having that routine every day, and I had no problem with it. But then I grew and I changed, and it was like, yo, I can't have the same thing every day for this long. That doesn't feel good. But then other people would look at that, like my mom was like, you're so lucky. I would love that. And I'm just like, that if maybe you would like it, but I would hate it. So I think it's different for each person. And also though it's different for each person, even for you, like as a person, it will change.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone says. Nobody gets up at whatever age, 13, 14, when you like right before you get into high school, and then you start striving to get into college, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do it for the rest of my life. Then you do it for the rest of your life, and then you turn around and look at your life, and you're like, yeah, I did that for a whole, 63 years, and I'm happy still. And it's like, no, bruh. Nobody.
Not in this generation, no.
And definitely not in this generation. Like, people are always changing, so like what you want to do is going to change too. Which is why you should make sure that you get a degree that doesn't tie you down. If you go to school, if you choose to go to school.
No, that's a good idea. But I don't know, because okay, so the reason I asked that too is because when it comes to being in that hustle / entrepreneurship,
which is really pushed.
Yeah, which is really pushed these days. You don't realize how much you have to have like self-motivation and kind of like being able to take care of things by yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
Like you just said before, but for me, that's how I feel right now. It does feel good, like, well, at least when it comes to the financial side, like I'll make sure that my things are in order when it comes to my paycheck and stuff like that. But I prefer if it's just like I just clock in, I clock out. People figure that stuff out, and I'm not figuring.
You're not having to do
I'm not to do mileage and be like, okay, I gotta add this into the fee of what I did for that person, and because I did X amount of time on this one project, I gotta add this fee. I gotta do that. Oh, since they did this, let me add that fee as well. Oh, honestly, do you want, and like even hustle sometimes when it comes to photography, and stuff like that. Be like, not just do the pictures. Like there's so much that goes. But then that's when
once you get through the initial hurdle of you and having to deal with everything, you can build a team and you don't have to deal with it anymore. And that's honestly what I like look forward to. I'm like, okay, I'm struggling right now, but one day I can have a team, and that would be helpful. Because let's be honest, paperwork sucks.
It does. It really does.
Paperwork sucks. Doing math sucks. having to actively market to people is not
that's the part,
always fun.
That's the part I don't like.
I understand that. It's not a strong suit for everybody. It's not fun all the time. That's why, like, I think, like, people who do, like, MLMs, multi-level marketing, also technically pyramid schemes, but...
They don't like to say that?
They don't like to say that. There's a lot of, like, you have to be able to drive yourself to do that and encourage yourself, but if you're a person who, like, so most of them, it's like, okay, you get the product, right? And then they're like, and if you want to, like, save for while you're buying your product, you can sell it to someone else. Now, you trying to go sell it to someone else, you have to realize, like, okay, you might be that person who, whatever it takes, I'm going to make this person buy this. They're going to buy it. They're going to buy it. That person could be looking at you like, I'm not buying it. But you have to be like, for MLMs, you got to be that person to, like, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to push through. That's a lot of, like, you're going to deal with a lot of, like, rejection and hard times, but you got to find that. And that is, like, rough. But I feel like at the same time, marketing is a really, like, fun thing if you know who you're targeting and how to do it. But I get it. That's why you need a team.
Yeah.
That's why you need a team.
That's why I need, I'm going to need help with that. But
always.
Honestly, like, again, like, at this point in my life, I'm okay being able to go to school just so I can have a mundane job that could end up being a 6-figure job, honestly, and just clock in, clock out, and be done. And even, like, through that, because if I have a good rapport and stuff like that, and it's so hard for women in IT in general, so I know, like, when I get my groove, I'm gonna be good. I can even, like, go on the side and, like, do side things for people or clients or whatever. So yeah, I don't know if I had another question or was there something else you were gonna say about that, the hustle.
I mean, I don't know. I just feel like here in the, I think not just American culture, but Haitian culture as well, it is very much we live to work.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I just don't think that way anymore. I don't live to work. I don't exist just to go clock in and get my paycheck. Of course, the way that inflation is, gas prices, grocery, everything, like the cost of living is,
it seems
I kind of have to keep that in mind. I have to carry myself in that way in some sense. But honestly, I don't live to work. I'm not just existing to be a working body. I'm working to live.
Yeah.
I make my checks so I can put gas in my car, take care of my car so I can drive where I want to go. So I can buy what I want to buy. So I can do what I want to do.
Hello.
Like, it's just unhealthy to just have that, okay, I'm just here to, like, just to work. And I also feel like that's like hopefully I don't trigger nobody, that's like a slave mentality.
Ooh.
That has a lot of history, like generational hurt and just stuff that's been hammered into us, just sitting in it. The fact that my dad cannot stay still. He doesn't know how to relax.
He always has to do something.
He always has to do something. And it's like when his body breaks down, it's like, I'm sick. I have to stay in bed. But the moment he feels fine, boom, he's up and off. He's always moving around.
Yep.
Like, why can't you stop and pause and just enjoy like, I can't be working for such and such pennies an hour, and then I can't even spend my pennies the way I want to spend my pennies. Like,
that's true.
You know, my mom may judge me so much, like, you're always going out and you never come by and you never can help me with anything because you always going out. Oh, you always spending. She just said this to me the other day. She goes, oh, you always spend your money on pointless stuff. Like, you always, I know when you have extra money because all of a sudden you start getting packages. Because I'm never going to change my permanent address. They're always going to get my packages. I don't care.
It's easier that way, too.
It is.
I get it, yeah.
And she's like, well, what'd you get? What is it? I'm like, well, first of all, you don't need to know. Because whatever it is, you're going to bust my bubble. And as far as I'm concerned, I need to stay happy about my purchase. Sometimes that's what you got to do, guys. Yeah. Even towards your parents. You got to protect your peace, protect your happiness. I just don't tell her what I ordered. Yes, I got a package. Well, what is it? It's a package. I've recently been receiving packages that I ordered like months ago, but because of stuff, like they didn't come, so they're like just showing up. And so my mom believes
they're all going over each other, like coming in.
She believes that I had this like big influx of cash that I'm hiding, which It's like, this stuff that I've been ordered, it just never came through. And she's like, why are you always buying stuff? Why are you wasting your time? Why'd you buy that? My little sister like, why'd you buy a light stick for the Monster X concert? Like, what are you going to do? Bring it to the concert. That's what it's there for. Turn it on, bring it to the concert. Okay, well, now you did that. I sure did.
And it was great.
I did. It was great. I loved it, okay? If it brings you peace, if it brings you happiness, and you paid for it, that's your coin doing it for you, that's enough.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
Forget what other people say. They're jealous. They wish they could get this kind of happiness, but they can't.
Ooh,
it's your happiness.
Tell
so if your happiness is in putting gas in your car and driving off to somewhere far away and spending a weekend there, do it.
Go ahead and do it.
Get an Airbnb. They're actually really decently priced. Airbnb, sponsor us. Sponsor us. I use you guys a lot. Okay? Like, there's nothing wrong with finding something that makes you happy and doing it. Once upon a time, going to the movies made me happy. Guess what I always made sure I had money for? I had a movie theater subscription for like 3 years.
RP the Movie Pass.
Movie Pass? And then, no, they had Movie Pass, and then Regal came up with theirs, and I did it for like a little bit, and then the pandemic happened, and I was like, wow. But then after that, I went through the whole, okay, I don't really care for this anymore, and I stopped. But, hey, that $30 a month, I was seeing movies all the time. That brought me joy. Yeah. I was always like going to matinees, sitting in there pretending I had a movie theater in my home. Like, I had a great time. I was taking my coin and I was using it to make me happy instead of just another day at work, go lay down on the bed and think my life choices. Like, that's the end of your day. Yeah. Like, do stuff for you. And I know. Money is tight. I know. But trust me, if you really want it, you can make it work. I had to put gas in my car, and it was like $60 for my little sedan. $60.
To the tank?
Yeah. I was like, what is this life? But you know what? She do what she gotta do. And I made it work. You
gotta take care of her, though, you know?
You know, she brings me where I'm trying to go, so I'm gonna take care of her, too.
Exactly.
And does that mean I have to, like, when I'm taking these trips, everything around that time, I need to stay local?
Yeah.
Guess what? I'll stay local. And I'll do whatever I can to budget it out. If that means like, hey, Mom, I'm going to be swinging by and getting some groceries. My mom was like, I know you're trying to save money because you brought a bag into the house to get stuff.
You did that? I do. Oh, my goodness.
It's funny because when I first moved back, I did that. And she was like, all right. And I stopped. And then I was like, recently, I was like, dang, I just put gas in my car for how much?
Yeah. Just going down.
I'm like, hey, Mom, does anybody eat such and such? And she's like, not really. Why? I'm like,
yeah, I'm going to take
this. Yeah. Take care of this. And, of course, some people don't have their parents around, so you got to figure it out. But you can, like, figure it out, guys. Like, if you really are, I can't even say motivated because I'm not even going to lie. A lot of times, you're not motivated.
Yeah.
A lot of times, you're not motivated. But
you just see the situation you're in and want to do better.
Yeah.
That's at least for me. That's how I feel.
So, sometimes that gets you. That moves you. It takes a lot of discipline. But if you really want to be thriving instead of just striving, you got to make a way. Mm-hmm. Unless you got, like, a trust fund that gives you, like, $12K every month, you got to figure something out.
And help somebody else out, too. Like, what are you doing? We're right here.
Real, guys. You know what? I just like to say after this episode, we are going to have a Patreon. So go ahead and we'll put my Cash App in Mahalia's Cash.
Down below
if you want to tip us. We're going to open consulting services. Actually, that's a good idea.
You'd be better at that.
That's a good idea. You know what? Hang on. I'm going to do it for real. You know why? I'm going to do it for real. Because that is a great little thing. Help me put some money in my gas tank and continue to thrive. I hope you're inspired by this, you guys. Inspired to thrive. And right now, if you're watching this and you realize that you haven't been thriving, you've just been striving, it's okay. Doesn't matter how young, how old you are. Trust me, it's okay. Yes, you're going to look back at your life and you're going to be like, what have I been doing? Why didn't I do better? Why didn't I? You heard me. I went to children's ministry instead of a party. I was invited by an alpha, and I told
an alpha, bro.
I know. I know. But that's because honestly, I was a different person, and I didn't see it. But I'm looking back now, and I'm like, all right, You was just striving. You need to thrive.
Yeah.
And there's always balance in everything you do. So,
exactly.
Yes, look back. You can mope for like 2 seconds. But once you stop moping, you need to make a game plan. Okay? You still alive. That means there's still time. Do what you need to do. Don't be dumb and go into people's, like, strangers' houses. That was not wise. I don't know what this is.
I ain't running right back.
Full circle.
Right back.
Full circle.
Full circle.
That's how you know
All
we close
right.
it. We close it.
All right. I see it. I see you.
No, you trying to get out here, bro.
Man. But I actually don't have much to say because Gina was preaching right now, and so I don't want to ruin the vibe, but
you can still add more.
There's not much I was gonna say because what you were saying before about like your dad and stuff, that reminds me so much of my dad. Oh my gosh.
Yo.
Every time when he has a week off, he's never home. Like, he's almost like never home, and every time he's like, hey guys, we're gonna try to like at least maybe have a game night or like go out to eat.
I love your
every
game
time
nights.
Yeah, we need to have those again. But every night he says it's gonna be that night. That's when something happens. He gets a call, or he's like, oh, I forgot I gotta do this before this weekend ends. Oh, I gotta do this before my day ends. And so it's like, yeah, it's very sad. Like, I do appreciate him trying, but again, like, that's that striving mentality where like me sitting down and like having time with my family sometimes feels like I should be doing something else.
Too. Yeah, there's
sad.
This weird need to also be productive all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
exactly.
We are human. You guys, if you go look at my couch right now, there's nowhere to sit on my couch. Because I've just been going, doing different things for a week. I've been thriving too hard. I need to sit home and strive.
Yeah.
I need to sit home and
balance. That's exactly what
But it's okay.
Balance.
Like,
yeah.
that's what I'm going to do after I leave here. I'm going to go, after I leave the studio, I'm going to go clean. All right? I got. But, like, it's okay. Find your balance. Like I said, you can be sad for a moment, but you gotta make a plan. What do you like? What do you like to do? What makes you smile? What makes you happy? It doesn't have to be something grand and expensive. Mm-mm. But, like, you know, take a moment and really, like, yes, you need to save your money and you need to prepare for tomorrow, but, you know, you're still alive today. So, do something.
Yeah, what are you doing to enjoy it?
That's funny, though, that you said the thing about your dad. Because also I noticed that, like, the last time I talked to my dad, the last couple times I talked to my dad, he's constantly like, what am I going to leave behind for my kids? What am I going to leave behind for my kids? And it's like,
whoa.
How about... you remember you still here right now. Yeah. I think we're supposed to try to take a family vacation, but who knows how successful that's gonna be? Because
I remember your family vacations. I used to be kind of jealous of them too.
Yeah.
It's just because he's been busy. That's why they kind of slowed down. Or because
everyone. My mom and my dad just too busy, and it's like that's why I like laugh at like when my mom is telling me I'm doing too much when I'm just making sure that I take time to go out and have a good time, spend time with my friends and things like that. Yeah. While meanwhile, she's just like, it's almost like, I don't know if she feels like she's bragging to me when she's like, oh, I came home and I didn't even get to go take off my shoes before I had to go do this and this and this.
Yeah, it's like, why would she use that as bragging?
It's not a flex.
That is a weird Haitian thing too.
It's
like, like sometimes I see my grandma doing that. Like,
it's not a flex.
Like,
you just got home.
Yeah,
breathe.
Like just go rest then. Okay.
Breathe. Listen.
I don't understand that, man.
So, I hope we've inspired you guys today. I hope we've helped you to take a moment to stop and reflect.
Think about those words.
Think. What's going on? Are you striving or are you thriving? Hashtag. Fact check. Monster X. We the best. Oh, that concert was so fun.
I thought you were trying to say something meaningful. Hashtag. Okay. Oh, that's part of the song?
It's the part of the song. Hashtag. Fact check. Monster X. We the best. I had a good time because I was thriving. And I still am.
And we are too. So if you feel the same way, or if you don't, go ahead and put it in the comments. Let us know how you feel.
Oh, this is our season finale.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And also, guys, this is our season finale. We'll be doing couple things in the break, so be sure to stay tuned. And yeah, I'm actually, the way that we've been talking, I feel like it's gonna be really good. And it's gonna get us better.
Yeah, I like this. I love growth. I love helping. My arm is sore. But I hope you guys enjoy this, and I hope you guys can watch this a couple times or listen to it a couple times as you prep and you plan.
Yeah,
so
go
that you
ahead
can
and do
thrive.
that. Take that time and prep, write things down. That always helps me out too. So
you can find us on socials. Mahalia, what's your social?
I'm currently not actively on Instagram, but you can find me at Alia Photography Media, ALIA Photography Media. So, yes.
If you miss her too much, then you got her there. And I am on Instagram actively.
Yes.
Every day actively. Like, it's ridiculous, but it's not at the same time. At coffeebean_Gina. And you'll see my bright smiling face. And you'll know it's me. So...
And you'll see her thriving.
And you'll see me thriving. You'll see it on my bio. Done existing, just living.
Hey, I like that vibe.
So, yeah, if you guys miss us during our break, that's what we'll be. Hey, I'm serious about that Patreon though. It's happening. It's coming. If you guys really want to help us out,
we gotta talk about it.
Drop $1, drop $5.
We'll figure something out.
But this has been Mahalia. And this has been Gina. And this has been the 10 and 3 podcast.
Thank you for watching, guys. Bye. Bro, I just realized the first 10 minutes of that
no
did
sound.
not get no sound.
Dang, so no one heard me getting mad at you?